We have prepared a series of questions about polynomials, which we will solve using the lessons we have learned from our videos. So let's start with the first question. Here we have px plus p3x minus 2 is equal to minus 8x plus 6. So px is asked. So here, to get this result, our px polynomial has to be something like this. For example, ax plus b. Why? Because when you put 3x minus 2 instead of x, you will get also something starts with x. Because when you sum up these, you will get something starting with x here. So px is equal to ax plus b. So here let's write them together. Ax plus b instead of px plus, here I put 3x minus 2 instead of x. So a 3x minus 2 plus b is equal to minus 8x plus 6. Okay, so let's extend this expression. Ax plus b plus 3ax, okay, and minus 2a plus b is equal to minus 8x plus 6. So here we have 3ax, we have ax, so it will make 4ax, okay, and then I have here b here and then b here, it's 2b minus 2a, right? Okay, so this is equal to minus 8x plus 6. So here in front of x I have minus 8. From here we in front of x we have 4a, which means 4a is equal to minus 8. So here we will get a is equal to minus 2, right? And here as our constant we have 6, and here we have plus 2b minus 2a, which means plus 2b minus 2a is equal to 6. We already found a, it is equal to minus 2, so we put here 2b, so minus 2 times minus 2, it is plus 4, right, is equal to 6. So 2b is equal to 2b is equal to 1. So question is asking px. So px is ax plus b, which is equal to a is minus 2x plus 1 is our answer. Okay, let's continue with our second question. So here we have x minus 3 times px is equal to x squared plus 2x minus 15. What is the remainder when you divide a polynomial px by x minus 3? So here, what we should do, first we make our divisor equal to 0, right? So here we have x minus 3, which is equal to 0, so x is equal to 3. Okay, so when you put 3 here, you see you get 0. When you write px, let me write and you will understand better. X squared plus 2x minus 15 over x minus 3, right? From this equation I will get this one. So here when you put 3 instead of x, you get 0, which means we cannot find our remainder. So what we should do, we should get rid of this x minus 3 here. How can we do that? If we factorize this expression here, so how can I write this? This minus 15 is let me see, this is minus 3 times 5, right? So when you add them these, also you get plus 2, so this is correct, okay? So which means instead of this expression, I can write x minus 3 times x plus 5. So let's write it down here. We will get x minus 3 x plus 5 over x minus 3. You see, when we write this expression as this, we cancel out these x minus 3 and we just get this expression x plus 5. Now everything is much easier. What we should do, instead of x, we put 3 here, so p3 is equal to 3 plus 5, which is equal to 8, and which is our answer, our remainder. Okay, let's look at our third question. It says 2px plus p minus x is equal to 9x squared plus 5x minus 2, and p1 is asked. In these kind of questions, you should try to put some numbers instead of x, okay, which will cancel out each other, and you will be left with only what you need. So in our example, in our question, for example, if we put p1 is asked, right? That means we have to put 1 instead of x. So let's write it down here. We have 2 times p1 plus, when I put 1 instead of x, I will get minus 1 is equal to, here when I put 1, I will get 9 plus 1 minus 2, which is equal to 9 plus 1, it's 14, minus 2, it is 12, right? Okay, so you see I have here p1, but I also have here p minus 1. So I have to get rid of this p minus 1. How can I do that? If I put minus 1 instead of x, let's see what I will get. So here 2 times p minus 1, okay, plus, when I put minus 1, you see minus minus, it will make it positive 1. So p1 is equal to, when I put minus 1, it will make it positive 1. So it is 9 minus, because when I put minus 1, it will make it minus 5 minus 2 is equal to, this is 4 minus 2, this is equal to 2. So here you see I have also here p1, I have here p minus 1, p minus 1. Okay, if I multiply this part by minus 2, okay, why? Because I want to get rid of this p minus 1. So if I multiply this equation by minus 2, I can get rid of this p minus 1. So let's do that. Here I will get minus 4 p1, okay, when I multiply these two, I will get minus 4. So minus times plus, it is minus 2p minus 1 is equal to, I have here 12. When I multiply this by minus 2, I will get minus 24. So here I have 2 times p minus 1 plus p1 is equal to 2, right? I don't change anything in this equation. Okay, now when I sum them up, I will get, this will cancel out, and here I have minus 4 p1, I have here plus p1, which makes minus 3 p1 is equal to, I have here minus 24 plus 2, it is minus 22. So here these signs cancel out. So here I will get p1 is equal to 22 over 3. Px plus 1 is equal to 4x squared minus x plus 5. What is the remainder when you divide px minus 1 by 2x minus 4? Okay, first thing, let's make this equal to 0. 2x plus 4 is equal to 0. So here 2x is equal to 4. X is equal to 2, right? So I will put 2 here instead of x. What I will get here, p2 minus 1, it's going to be p1, and it will be our remainder and also the answer to our question. So let's try to find p1. Here, how can I find p1? If I put 0 instead of x, right, I can find p1. So let's do that. p1 is equal to 4 times 0 to the power of 2 minus 0 plus 5. This will be all 0, and our answer will be 5. Px is equal to x squared minus 1 to the power of 2 times x to the power of 4 plus x squared. What is the coefficient of the term x to the power of 6? So in this kind of questions, you don't have to multiply these two, just you have to extend this expression here. So let's write it down. Px is equal to x to the power of 4 minus 2x squared, right, plus 1 times x to the power of 4 plus x to the power of 2. So you don't have to do like, you know, to multiply these with this and write all of them down. You don't have to do that. Instead of that, you can, what you can do, x to the power of 6, to find this term. Let's see, when you multiply these two, you will get x to the power of 8, right? So you don't have to write this. When you multiply x to the power of 4 with x to the power of 2, you will get x to the power of 6. So here I will have 1. And here, when you multiply this x to the power of 2 with this, you will get minus 2x to the power of 6, right? So when you multiply these two, you will get x to the power of 4. You don't have to write this. And when you do this, when you multiply these, you will get x to the power of 4, x to the power of 2. So you don't have to write also these. So from here, what we get, we will get minus x to the power of 6, which means our coefficients of the term x to the power of 6 is equal to minus 1. Okay, let's look at this question. We have here px plus 2 is equal to x to the power of 3 minus x squared plus ax plus 1. When you divide px plus 2 by x minus 1, the remainder is equal to r1. When it is divided by x plus 1, the remainder is equal to r2. It is given that r1 times r2 is equal to minus 9. What is the product of the possible values for a? Now, what we should do first? Let's start with this one. When I divide this polynomial by x minus 1, I will get r1, right? So, which means when I put, so I will make this equal to 0, and I will get from here x is equal to 1. So when I put 1 instead of x, I should get r1. So let's do that. Which means when I put 1 here, I will get p3 is equal to 1 to the power of 3. It's 1 minus 1 plus a, because when you multiply by 1, you will get a. And plus 1 is equal to, this will cancel out, and I will get a plus 1, right? Which is equal to r1. Let's look at the second one. When it's divided by x plus 1, the remainder is equal to r2. So I will do the same thing. When you make x plus 1 is equal to 0, you will get x is equal to minus 1, which means when you put minus 1 instead of x, here you will get r2. So let's do that. Minus 1, when I put here minus 1, it will make it p1, okay? It's equal to minus 1 to the power of 3. It is minus 1. Minus, this will be plus 1, right? But which will make it minus 1 because it has minus sign here. So it will be minus 1. So here we have ax, so this will make it also, when I put minus 1 here, it will make it minus a plus 1, okay? So from here I will get minus 1, this will cancel out, minus 1 and minus a. Also I can write this as parenthesis a plus 1, okay? So this is equal to R2. Another information is given here, that is R1 times R2 is equal to minus 9. Okay, let's do that. R1 times R2 is equal to, so what is R1? It is a plus 1, right? So it's a plus 1 times R2 is this, so let me put the negative sign here, and also I have a plus 1 here, right? This is equal to minus 9 from here. So these negative signs, they cancel out each other, and then from here what I will get, a plus 1 times a plus 1 is equal to 9, which means this can be 3 times 3 or minus 3 times minus 3, right? So a plus 1, when it is equal to 3, from here I will get a is equal to 2, yes. If it is equal to minus 3, when I put this here, I will get a as minus 4. So what was the question? What is the product of the possible values for a? Possible values for a is 2 and minus 2, which means 2 times minus 4, it's equal to minus 8. Px minus 1 times px plus 1 is equal to 8x to the power of 3 plus 12x squared minus 2x minus 3. What is the remainder when you divide a polynomial px plus 1 by x minus 1? So here, first, this we will make this equal to 0, right? Whatever you have, you just start with this. So when we make this equal to 0, we will get from here x is equal to 1. When you put this one here, so P1 plus 1, we will get from here 2. So P2 is asked. Okay, just write like this first, because it will be easier for you to find your answer. Then let's continue. So here, when I multiply these 3 together, I get something like this, which has the highest degree of 3, which means Px has to be something like this, right? Because when you put these values instead of x, and when you multiply these 3 together, you get the highest degree as 3, which means this x, we will because sum them up, and then we will get 1 plus 1 plus 1, and we will get 3. So Px has to be something like this. And then let's put these values instead of x. So Px minus 1 is equal to, when I put here x minus 1 plus b, from here I will get ax minus a plus b, and Px is equal to this. And when I put x plus 1, Px plus 1 is equal to ax plus 1 plus b, from here ax plus a plus b, right? So I have this, and I have this, and I multiply these 3 together. So I get this one, right? So this 8x squared, it's 8x to the power of 3. So this is equal to 8x to the power of 3 is equal to ax times ax, right? When I multiply these 3 together, I will get this term. So this is equal to a to the power of 3 x to the power of 3. Okay, why? Because when you when you multiply these three together, okay, to get this degree, you should multiply ax, ax, and ax, okay, and you will get a. When you multiply 3a together, you will get a to the power of 3. When you multiply these 3 x's together, you will get x to the power of 3. So here, this will cancel out each other. And from here we will have a to the power of 3 is equal to 8, which means a is equal to 2. Okay, from here we found a. Now let's see how we can find b, because we have to find b in order to find p2, right? We will just put 2 instead of x here. So here, let's write this down. When px minus 1, so we have px minus 1 here, this, right? We know a right now, it's 2. So here we have 2x minus 2 plus b, okay, times px. I put 2 instead of a, so we have here 2x plus b times, here again I put 2 instead of a, I will get 2x plus 2 plus b, okay. This all is equal to this one, 8x to the power of 3 plus 12x squared minus 2x minus 3, okay. The easiest way to get b from this equation is to put 0 instead of x. If you put 0 instead of x, you can find b much easier, in a much easier way. So let's do that then. When I put 0 instead of x, okay, here I will get b minus 2 times, here I will get b, here I will get b plus 2, which is equal to, when I put 0 here, this will disappear, and then this will also go, and we will only get minus 3, okay. So in this case, you don't have to multiply these 3 together. Why? Because the answer is minus 3, and you can just give some values for b. It's much easier. Okay, you can start with minus 1, 0, 1. Let's try. For example, when you give minus 1 here, you will get minus 1, minus 2, it's minus 3, times minus 1 plus 3. Here minus 1 plus 2, it is plus 1, and I have here plus 3, so it's not true. When I give 0, this is minus 2. I cannot give 0 because it will make it the whole expression, it will make it 0. So let's try 1. When I give 1 instead of b, 1 minus 2, it is minus 1, okay, times, this one is 1, times, when I give 1, this is 3, right? 1 plus 2, it's equal to 3. So here, yes, you see here, I get minus 3, which means b is equal to 1, okay. Why I did this? Because it's much easier. I mean, when you multiply these all together, it will take much more time. So, okay, I found a, I found b, so now everything is much easier. So here we have px, ax plus b. I put 2 instead of a, 2x plus, I put 1 instead of b. So we are trying to find p2. So instead of x, I put 2. So from here, I will get p2 is equal to 2 times 2, it's 4 plus 1, it is equal to 5. So 5 is our answer. 2 times px to the power of 3 minus 1 minus x to the power of 2 times px to the power of 2 minus 1 is equal to minus 2x to the power of 4 plus 4x cubed plus 3x squared minus 6. What is the remainder when you divide px minus 2 by x plus 2? So here, first what you should do, you should make this expression is equal to 0, right? So we will see what we have to find. So x plus 2 is equal to 0, which means x is equal to minus 2. So here when you put minus 2 instead of x, you get p minus 4, right? So this is what we have to find at the end of this question. Okay, so let's start. So here our px, okay, our polynomial has to be something like this. Okay, why? It cannot be something like this in this form. Because when you put, like, for example here, when you put this value in this polynomial, you should get something with x to the power of 6, right? Because when you put here x to the power of 3, I mean, when you multiply these two, when you put this term instead of x, you should, here in this x, you should get something x to the power of 6, which we don't have here. That's why it has to be something like this, okay? Every time you should try this. I mean, first try this one. If you don't get anything regarding to these exponents, just use this form of polynomials. Okay, let's continue. Now we should put these values instead of x here. So let's do that. 2 times, okay, here I have a, so I put this value instead of x, a times x to the power of 3 minus 1, okay, plus b minus, I have minus here, I have here x squared times a, okay, x squared minus 1, okay, and plus b, right? And then let's make them up. We will have here, so this is going to be a x to the power of 3. When I multiply with this 2, I will get 2a x to the power of 3, right? And I will have here minus a. When I multiply with this, I will get minus 2a, and then from here I will get plus 2b, okay? And here when I multiply these two, I will get ax squared, and I will multiply with this, I will get minus a x to the power of 4, okay? First I multiply with this and then with this. So after that I will get here minus a. When I multiply this minus x squared, I will get plus a x squared, and I will have minus bx squared, right? Because when I multiply these two, I will get minus bx squared. And after that, let's put the same terms together. So we will have here as the exponent 4, we only have this one, right? So we write down it's here minus ax to the power of 4. And after that, as at 3, we have here 2ax to the power of 3. What else we have? We don't have any others, so I put like 2ax to the power of 3. And then here I have ax squared and minus bx squared, so plus x squared a, right? Because I have here plus a and I have here minus b, okay? And then I have here minus 2a, and I have here plus 2b. So all these is equal to this expression, okay? So all I need to do is just to make them equal to together. So let's do that. So here we have x, in front of x to the power of 4, we have minus a, right? So here we have minus 2, which means minus a is equal to minus 2. So a is equal to 2. right? To find b, let's do this one. For example, x squared, it's 3. In front of x squared we have here 3, so which means a minus b, because we have a minus b in front of x squared here, a minus b is equal to 3, so we found a as 2. 2 minus b is equal to 3, which means b is equal to minus 1. Okay, so everything is much easier right now. I can write my polynomial px as, I found a as 2, it's 2x. I found b as minus 1, it is 2x minus 1, right? So what I should find for my answer, I should find p minus 4, which is equal to, I just put minus 4 instead of x. It is minus 4 times 2, it's minus 8, minus 1, it is equal to minus 9. Px has a remainder of 4x plus 5 when divided by x squared minus 2x minus 8. What is the remainder when you divide px by x minus 4? So first thing first, it's x minus 4 is equal to 0, so x is equal to 4, which means I have to find p4, right? Okay, so from the first information here, how we can write this? Px is equal to, okay, this one, this is our, this is divided by this one, so I write this here, x squared minus 2x minus 8 times, we have our quotient here, qx, plus our remainder is this, right, 4x plus 5. Why? Because when I divide this polynomial by this, I get this as a remainder, and I need to have also some quotient here, right? So this is what actually I get from this first information. Okay, now I have to find p4, right? Let's see what we get when we write 4 instead of x here. So p4 is equal to 4 squared minus 2 times 4 minus 8 times our quotient 4 plus 4 times 4 plus 5. Okay, so here let's calculate this. This is 16 minus 8 minus 8, which is equal to 0. You see, we get 0 from this expression, which means all this part is equal to 0. And from here, I get p4 is equal to 4 times 4 plus 5, which is equal to 21. Px to the power of 3 is equal to a minus 4 times x to the power of 4 plus ax to the power of 3 plus b plus 2x plus b times x to the power of 6. What is the remainder when px is divided by x plus 2? So here, okay, let's do this first thing. X plus 2 is equal to 0, so x is equal to minus 2. So we should find p minus 2, right? Okay, let's look at our polynomial here. So we have x to the power of 6 as our highest exponent here, right? So here our polynomial has to be something like this: ax squared plus, it can be bx plus c, or just these two, right? Let's try out some of them, because after that you will understand something very beautiful about this. So let's say our polynomial is something like this, okay? X squared minus 4x plus 7, right? When you put x to the power of 3 instead of x, you see you will get something like this: 4 times x cubed plus 7, which is equal to x to the power of 6 minus 4x cubed plus 7, right? Or you can have something like this, plus x cubed, for example. When you put x cubed instead of x, again here, let me write down like this, to the power of 3 is equal to, this is going to be 4x to the power of 6 plus x to the power of 9, right? As you can see, whatever polynomial you have, okay, whenever you put x cubed instead of x, like here, you know, you will always get variables with powers of 3 or 3 times something, as here, like we get 6, we get 3, we get 9, okay? You cannot get anything for, you know, 1, something like that. It has to be always like 6, 9, 12, 15, 3, you know? You will always get these exponents, which means in our questions then, this term has to be equal to 0. Also, this term has to be equal to 0 because they don't have any exponents which are powers of 3 or which are powers of 3 basically. So that's why we can say that a minus 4 is equal to 0 and b plus 2 also is equal to 0. From here we find a as 4, right? And from here we find b as minus 2. Okay, now everything is much easier. So here this will just, we will destroy this and this one as well. So we will have here px to the power of 3 is equal to actually ax to the power of 3 plus bx to the power of 6, right? Let's write this down here. Okay, so I also found a and b, so let's put them in their places. So I have a as 4, so it means 4x to the power of 3. I have b as minus 2, it's minus 2x to the power of 6, right? Which means px is equal to 4x minus 2x. And we have to find this value, right? Just put minus 2 instead of x, and from here you will get minus 8. Minus 2 times minus 2, so this is minus 8, and oh, this is square, sorry, because why? Because when you multiply these two, you will get 6. Okay, so this is minus 2 square, it's minus it's 4 times minus 2, it's minus 8, and our answer will be minus 16.